Do you remember those Mickey Mouse cartoons from the 1930s? The ones put out on DVD a few years ago. Well, I hear there's one that was unreleased, even to the most avid classical Disney fans. According to most sources, it's nothing special. It's just a continuous loop, like in the Flintstones, of Mickey walking past 6 buildings for 2 or 3 minutes before fading out. Unlike the cutesy tunes put in the other cartoons, however, the song in this cartoon wasn't a song at all. It was just a constant banging on a piano keys for 1.5 minutes before going to white noise for the remainder of the film. It wasn't the jolly old Mickey we've come to love. Mickey wasn't dancing or even smiling. He was just kind of walking, as if you or I would walk, with his head tilted to the side, as he kept this dismal look upon his face. When Leonard Maltin was reviewing the cartoon to be put in the complete series, he decided it was too junk to be included. However, he wanted to have a digital copy due to the fact that it was a creation of Walt's. When he had a digitized version on his computer, he noticed something. The cartoon was actually 9 minutes and 4 seconds long. This is what my source, an acquaintance of Mr. Maltin and a personal assistant to one of the higher Disney executives, emailed me in full. After it cut to black, it stayed like that until the 6th minute before going back to Mickey walking. The sound was different this time, though. Instead of piano, there was murmuring. It wasn't actual talking, but more like a gurgling cry. As the noise got more indistinguishable and loud over the next minute, the picture began to get strange. The sidewalk started to go in directions that seemed impossible based on how Mickey was walking. The dismal face of the mouse was slowly curling into a smirk, too. On the 7th minute, the murmur turned into a blood-curdling scream, and the picture would become more obscure. Colors were happening that shouldn't have been possible at the time. Mickey's face began to fall apart, with his eyes rolling to the bottom of his chin, and his curled smile pointing upward on the left side of his face. The buildings became rubble, floating in midair, and the sidewalk was still impossibly navigating in warped directions. Mr. Maltin became disturbed and left the room, sending an employee to finish the video and take notes of everything happening until the last second, and immediately store the disc of the cartoon in the vault afterward. The distorted screaming lasted until 8 minutes and a few seconds in, when it abruptly cut to Mickey Mouse's face at the end of every video, with what sounded like an out-of-tune music box playing in the background. This happened until the last 30 seconds, but I haven't been able to find out what happened in those final seconds. From a security guard under me who was making rounds outside that room, I was told what happened after. After the video ended, the employee stumbled out of the room looking pale. He repeated, "Real suffering is not known," 7 times before taking the guard's pistol and shooting himself. The only thing I could get out of Leonard Maltin was that the last frame was a piece of Russian text that roughly said, "The sights of hell bring its viewers back in." As far as I know, no one else has seen it. However, there have been dozens of attempts to get the file onto the internet by employees inside of the studio, all of whom were promptly terminated of their jobs. Whether or not it got online is up for debate, but if rumors serve me right, it's online under the name suicidemouse.avi. If you ever find a copy of it, I want you to never view it. Contact me by phone immediately, regardless of time. When a Disney death is covered up as well as this, it means that this has to be something huge.